Absolutely. Yep. NCAA.com/media hub. Yeah. I'll be remembering that for weeks, Jim. All right, joined by Villanova head coach Jay Wright, as well as student athletes Mikal Bridges and Dante DiVincenzo. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Wright, and then we'll go into questions for the student athletes.
Really good game for us. We played well. A lot of credit to Alabama. That's a young team that is going to be really good. I would not like to see them in next year's tournament. Avery did a great job getting a bunch of young guys here. And in the first half, they were really tough defensively. They really extended on us, and we really couldn't get it going on the perimeter, couldn't get to the rim. And in the second half, our defense picked up, got us out in transition. That kind of opened up the game, got us some open looks. We were much better, obviously, in transition than we were against their half-court defense, which was very good. So we give them a lot of credit. We're very, very happy to beat a very good team.
All right, before we get started with the questions for the student athletes, please give your name and affiliation. Also, this is for audio only, no video. Adam over here first.
Hey, Adam Zagoria. Dante, can you just kind of take us through that first half? Omari and Jalen are on the bench with 2 fouls, and did you feel you had to kind of step up offensively there?
I mean, Jalen got 2 fouls early, just being aggressive defensively, and I mean that's what we want to do. But I just came in, and my job was just to defend and rebound, and I felt like I was defending at a high rate, and we were just running things, and I just found myself hot, and we just kept running things through myself, and I was just trying to make the right play, whether it was a pass or a shot.
Joe Giuliano, Philadelphia Inquirer for Mikal. At halftime, you were in the locker room. What was going through your mind? What were your teammates saying to you? What were the coaches saying to you? And what was your mindset coming out after halftime?
My teammates and coaches, they picked me up and kept confidence in myself to go out there and just play, play like how I play, just play Villanova basketball, just try to be everywhere. But, they was just staying on me, attitude, just go out there, we have to do. And, I mean, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have played how I played.
Bob?
Bob Ford, Philadelphia Inquirer. Dante, what's it like when you get in a situation like that in the first half where you sort of get it going a little bit and then you've got a license to keep letting it run through you a little bit? Is that a great feeling, or is you just?
I mean, it's just more responsibility to make the right play. I just know that when I got it going, a couple shots were going down. They were loading to me. They were trying to deny me the ball, and I just had to make the right play. Like I said, it's whether a shot or a pass, I just make the right play.
Kevin Gorman, Pittsburgh Tribune Review, back here. Mikal, after watching Dante hit all those threes in the first half, did you come out in the second half thinking, I just want to defend and rebound?
Yeah, that's the whole thing, was just defend. And coaching was just telling me just be aggressive and stay ready. Play off your jump shot. And my teammates found me wide open, and I was just catch and shoot.
Doug?
Hey, Doug Lassie, Pittsburgh Trib. It seems like you guys have pretty much the green light to shoot from outside, and just what does it mean to have that, green light, especially when they're falling like they are today?
I mean, coach has confidence in us, even if we miss, to go back and we're going to get a stop, and defend. And that's the beauty of it. We could sometimes get away with, some out-of-control shots, but we know that, we don't really care about offense. We care about defending and rebound on the other end, so that's the main thing.
Right over there.
Joe Goodman, AL.com. Dante, this has probably been asked 1,000 times, but where did you get your nickname?
I believe Gus Johnson during one of my games from my freshman year, but I'm not 100% sure.
Why?
I have no idea. I'm assuming because of the Italian and the red hair, but that's just my guess.
Right down here.
For either of you guys, a lot was made about the way you guys made baskets, but the big part of the second half, I guess, for you was the defense. What was it about your defensive play in the second half that was better than in the first half?
We were just all together. We knew that they weren't just Colin Sexton. They're an amazing team throughout the whole team, and we just had to make sure that we were all together. And one little breakdown, they exploited it right away. So we just had to make sure that we were defending at a high rate.
In the back, go ahead.
John Smallwood, Philadelphia Daily News. Mikhail or Dante or both. In the first half, you guys had 27 shots. They were making you all work really deep into the shot clock with their defense. Mikhail, in the first half, on the first possession, the second half, I think you took a shot with 12 seconds, and then after that, the next 7 were within 15 seconds of the shot clock. You guys went up 50-something. Was it important to push the pace of the game?
We was just playing, on the field of the game. If we get a stop, we kick it up, we attack. But it wasn't just mainly go out there and just try to go score real quick. But it all came from our defense. A lot of quick shots came from early stops, long rebounds, kick ahead, find open shooters. So our defense, started that.
Mark.
Mark Herman from Newsday, New York. This is not specifically about this game, but for both players. What did you think about what happened to Virginia against UMBC, and what does it say about this tournament and college basketball in general?
That every team can beat, that any team can beat any team. Virginia brought it last night, but UMBC brought it for a longer time. And we just had to make sure coming into the day, there was a lot of attention with that. And we're a 1 seed, so there's more attention for us. But we just had to make sure that we play Villanova basketball.
Every team in a tournament, no matter if you're a 1 seed or a 16 seed, they're really good teams. They wouldn't be here for a reason. They won their tournaments. They've won over 20-some games throughout the season. So they're really good teams. So you got to bring it every night, and you can be beaten. That's why we, play Villanova basketball 40 minutes against anybody. We could be a 16 seed, could be a number 1 seed. We're going to play our way. We won't take anybody lightly.
Dan Gelson, Associated Press. With that said, the first 10 minutes, it's a close game. You guys are missing threes, foul trouble, a couple shot clock violations that your coach didn't look too happy about. How do you not let that get away? And did you feel, given the second round woes this program has had, was there any sense of tenseness at all?
I would just say that's 40 minutes for us. We know that they were going to make a run and they were going to hit us early, so we just had to withstand that first initial hit. And then once we got comfortable out there with each other, we just started defending at a higher rate, and I think we just wore them down in the end.
Guys, can you talk about what you wanted to do defensively against Sexton? Obviously, he's kind of the guy who makes their offense go, and it really seemed like you limited a lot of what he typically does today.
We're just playing team defense, and it's kind of hard just to worry about him because he has a lot of good players surrounded with him. So, but we just played team defense together. It wasn't just one guy. I think Amari played a really good job on ball screens. So did Dada, and it was just team defense right there.
Zach Williford, Black Sports Online. That's questions for both players. What did you guys see other than trying to stop Colin Sexton? What was your game plan coming out that you wanted to establish?
We're not going to – Colin Sexton's a player that you're not just going to stop. You got to make it difficult for him. And like Mikhail and Coach said, they have a lot of good players around them. So we just had to make sure that we were making it difficult for him and we were just limiting the other guys' opportunities.
John Smallwood, Philadelphia Inquirer. Guys, a lot of talk was about the second-round thing, but one of Coach's highlights came from being up in Boston in the regional final. Have you guys talked about that last time Villanova went up to Boston?
No, I didn't even know that, but no, we haven't. We don't talk about it. It's really, game by game, day by day. We never look ahead. We always, whoever our next opponent is, that's who we look at. We locate and, get locked in on. We don't even think about. I don't even know we played in Boston until I think like 20 minutes ago, but we don't think about that stuff. We just go out there and play whoever we play and, play our way.
Omari Sankoff for Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Michael, you had, I believe, 19 of Villanova's first 24 points in the second half. Did you feel the need to kind of get, just the ball going a little bit more in the second half after the first half you had?
I just had to, play aggressive, play tougher, and my teammates, they found me. Any of my shots wasn't off, taking it up full court and shooting it. I was moving out the ball, and my teammates, they just found me.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Just a reminder, Villanova locker room is open right now. Questions for Coach Wright? Down here.
Joe Giuliano, Philadelphia Inquirer. Jay, could you go over your halftime speech and just talking to Mikhail, and did you peel any paint off the wall?
No, really. I actually thought we did a lot of good things in the first half. I knew that we, with Omari and Jalen in foul trouble, I thought we would be in good shape because those guys were going to be fresh. And I thought our young guys, Dada and Colin, and obviously Dante off the bench, really kept us in there without those two. Those two are big parts of what we do. And Mikhail didn't have a great first half, and we just told Mikhail, don't worry about, don't worry about your shot. Just do what we do. Just do the little things, and he did. And obviously, he got hot, but he was doing a lot of good things defensively at that time. The defense got us going in the second half.
Jay, I don't know if you know this, but with today's win, you have 32 wins, and I believe the first team in Division I history to have 4 32-win seasons in a row. Can you talk about what that says about the consistency of this program? A lot of these guys have been through 3 of them, but just the consistency of this run.
Thanks. I count on you guys for those stats, John. Thank you. I didn't know that. That's good. I will pretend like I did. It's the consistency of very good players over 4 years that that stayed in the program, and each class, got better and better. So, would say it was 4 years. That I don't know exactly which group that was, but I guarantee there was some really good seniors. And then the guys in the next year, we had seniors that were really good. It's just guys continuing to get better and having very good players. You don't do that without very good players that have passed down their knowledge to the classes behind them.
Hoops.
Yeah, hey, Jay.
Hoops is in the house. It's official.
Two questions, pal. When did your kids learn about the UMBC upset? And secondly, the 17 threes today?
It was funny. We do a thing the night before a game. We have a little snack. We watch film, and they eat all kinds of healthy food. We hang together. And I actually went up to bed early because the night before I stayed up watching film because we had a 1 o'clock practice. And I said to the guys, the first time I ever did, I said, guys, I'm going to bed. I'm tired, man. So I don't know when I went to bed, I watched it, and then I couldn't go to sleep because I had to watch the end of it. So in the morning, when we came down for breakfast, everybody was talking about it. So that's the first time I know they talked about it. And 17 threes, some nights we're going to have them. Some nights we're going to have to sleep in the streets, and we're going to have to do it with our defensive rebounding. I think this team's starting to get good enough that we can do it with our defensive rebounding when we need to.
Bob?
When you started running the game through Dante in the first half, and he gave me the exact right answer that his job is to make the right play, whether it's pass. But he's got license there, and he's a guy who understands what that means, and to not have to have a conscience for a while. Yeah. That's a heck of an attribute that you've got on your team to be able to plunk him off the bench.
It is. He is. He's obviously a 6 starter, but he brings whatever we need. If we need a scoring punch, he brings it. If we need defense, he brings it. If we need rebounding, a lot of times last Thursday night, we didn't start with great energy. He brought it. And it was all defense and assists Thursday night. He just, and then he plays starter minutes. It is very, very valuable. It's what makes our team. A lot of teams have great starting 5, especially teams that get this far, but to have a 6th guy like that is invaluable, and we appreciate it and value it. Well, he's smart. He knows when we have certain plays, when a guy gets a goal, we have certain plays that they know it's for them. But just like he said it, doesn't mean you just shoot it, because the other team knows you're making shots too. You got to make the right decision. Are they loading to you? Like he said, that was, I didn't get to talk to him about it, but it's great to hear him say it, and he did it. He threw it. He hit like 3 or 4 in a row, then he threw a bounce pass to Amari Spellman because he was wide open. It was really intelligent on his part.
Zach Williford, Black Sports Online. Congratulations, Coach Wright, on your win. What's your message to your players when you're rolling like that, especially your younger players, to keep them focused on attention to detail and keep Alabama from getting back in the game?
Yeah, just keep playing one possession at a time. When you hear those guys say 40 minutes of Villanova basketball, we say that because a lot of times you're down and it's going to take you 40 minutes to win it. But when you're up, the only way you're going to be able to do it when you're down is if you do it every time you play. So when they're saying that to each other, they're just saying one possession at a time. We got to play the whole 40 minutes.
Kevin.
Jay, Kevin Gorman from the Tribune Review back here.
Gotcha.
The players talked about defend and rebound being the mindset. You talked yesterday about the affinity for the three-pointer. How does that translate? How do you get guys to translate from defend and rebound to making the threes? Because people might see it the other way around.
Yeah. I think Mikhail explained it well, that we have a freedom to shoot because we're not really worried if shots go in or not. Some nights they're going to, some nights they're not. But we can control how well we play together defensively, how hard we play defensively. And it's been a challenge for this team because we have a lot of young guys, and we've been getting better as the season has gone on. And I think what's exciting about this team is we're probably playing our best defense and rebounding the best now than we have all year. Sometimes you get into that spot in January, and you get a little stale. But this group, it's exciting with this group.
Jay, do you get good vibes about going to Boston other than the fact that the entire school's going to drive up there?
Nah, it's more about the game. My good vibes are coming from how this team's playing, how unselfishly they play, how Jalen Brunson will attempt to take a charge when he's got a foul on him and get his second foul, taking a charge. It was a good call, but he almost had it. When you see your leaders doing those things, Mikhail has a bad first half, he doesn't get into himself. He just comes out and concentrates on defense the second half. Phil Booth, great leader. That gives me the good vibes. Honestly, we don't care where we play. Boston happens to be a great town, an old Big East town like Pittsburgh. So I know we kind of stir up some old Big East feelings there. We like that.
Dan Gelson, AP. Jay, I think it was after the second shot clock violation, you seemed very animated on the sideline. I mean, there was foul trouble and missing a lot of threes. Did you get a sense that it was just a slow start, or was there any nerves or things that weren't ready for it?
I think you and I talked about this yesterday. When you play a 1-16 game, it's not the same type of intensity as when you play an 8-1 game or a 9-1 game. And the team you play against played in that kind of game. So we talk about that. We've learned that over the years, that you go into that game, all of a sudden you get smacked in the mouth with a physicality that the first game didn't have. And I thought that was part of it. And I was trying to just get our guys going, like, come on, we got to wake up. This is what it's going to be. And I thought it took us a little bit of time. And that's where you got to give Alabama credit. They came and played physical, and they were great defensively. It's not that they slipped defensively. It's that we kind of picked it up. And in the second half, we got out in the open floor. That's how we got our threes. We did not get good threes against their half-court defense. It was in transition.
Mikhail had said that he gave credit to his teammates at halftime for keeping him, focused and keeping him up. Do you have any concern after a half like that Mikhail's going to get down on himself and not go out, as focused as you'd like?
I used to with Mikhail last year because he was just not. He's a confident kid. He's just a nice kid. He used to be too nice. Where, okay, I'm not making shots tonight. I'm not going to shoot anymore. I'll just let everybody else do it. I'll defend and rebound. And when I came into the locker room, Jalen was talking to him. Phil was talking. They were saying, like, yo, you got to stay aggressive. Don't. And we called the first play for him coming out. And because it's a little thing with him, you just got to let him know, like, we need you to stay aggressive. And then he's right. When he gets it going, they love him and they respect him. When he gets it going, they find him. They really do. They dribble handoff, I think it was Phil Booth gave him for that crazy three in front of our bench. Like, they know when he gets it going, they're going to find him.
Any other questions for Coach? Last one.
Coach, I know I keep going on this, but we're stretching for stories at this point in the year.
I love your honesty.
Does this team remind you anything of the Final Four team that played in Boston with that Scotty Reynolds team?
No, this is a different team, man. It's a really different team. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a youthful exuberance with this team that is exciting me. You know, the last few years we've just had veteran. We have no seniors. You know, we just have veterans. Veterans have been through it every step along. They just they're business-like. These guys get so excited, and like Mikhail, like they don't know 09. They barely know 16. You know, so it's fun. It's really a lot of fun, and I don't. You know, that 09 team was a veteran. That was a veteran team too. This is a unique squad. It really is. It's fun, and that's why I think they're getting better every day, because they still have a lot of room to grow.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right, joined by Alabama student athletes Dante Hall, Colin Sexton, and Dazon Ingram, as well as head coach Avery Johnson. If Coach Johnson could give an opening statement, then we'll go to questions for the student athletes.
First of all, we want to congratulate Villanova. They played an outstanding game. They were really prolific from behind the three-point line. They're tough to guard when they're making threes at that rate. They're an experienced team. They know what they're doing. Obviously, in the second half, when the game got out of hand, it looked like they were a team that's played deep in the NCAA tournament, and obviously, you know, with that championship pedigree. But Jay's done a nice job. He's had a nice, just a terrific run at Villanova. Really respect what they've done. So we just want to, first of all, congratulate them. I'm really proud of our team. I am so proud of our team, and I told them that in the locker room. A lot of, you know, all of our players and coaches and staff, Alabama wasn't their only option. They had options to go and play and go to school and work up places all over the country, but they made a decision to come to Alabama. And because of that decision, Alabama basketball is in a better place than where it was several years ago. So the three gentlemen, along with the rest of the guys on the team, they played their hearts out. Not many teams in the country can survive a 5-game losing streak at the end of the season going into tournament play and not only survive but advance in the SEC tournament like we did and win a game in the NCAA tournament. So I'm really proud. We're disappointed that we lost, but I'm proud of our guys.
Questions for the student athletes. Remember, please give your name and affiliation prior to asking. Right back here.
Joe Goodman, AL.com. This question is for Colin. It seemed like you were forcing your offense once they went on their run. You know, why weren't you guys able to, I guess, you know, pull back into the lead?
Wait, huh? Say the question again.
You guys started forcing your offense there in the second half. You know, what happened? I guess why couldn't you pull back up into the lead?
Honestly, when situations like that, sometimes we just start rushing and trying to get a shot up, and so that we can stop the bleeding. And that's about it. That's what I can say.
Follow-up question to that: are you gonna go pro in the NBA draft?
Right now, I'm worried about my team and celebrating with my team because we had a great season. And also, I got to finish school, and I'm trying to finish with a 4.0.
Two questions for Colin. One, what do you feel like you guys proved in this tournament?
I feel like, honestly, I feel like we proved a lot. Starting with SEC tournament, I feel like we had heart. We showed people that we got heart and we don't give up. We lost 5 straight and we came back from that, and we made it here. And everybody counted us out, and I feel like we just kept fighting and kept pushing.
Second thing, obviously you got a head coach that's been an NBA coach. What things are you looking at in terms of one way or another, whether you will or come out?
He already answered that question. Let's get another question for the other two guys.
Okay, well, I'll ask another question for Dante then. Dante, what do you feel like was the difference in this game overall?
Just momentum changes. We had momentum at one point. They had momentum at another point. Just them shooting the ball really well tonight. We couldn't pursue too much on that. So I felt like that was a lot of part of the game tonight.
Jeff Goodman with ESPN. Colin, or either of you guys, any of you guys, but why is Villanova so impressive? Why are they so difficult to defend? And how do they stack up against the other really good teams you've played so far this year?
Dejan, you want to start with that one?
Yeah, well, Villanova, they could stretch you out. They got shooting all around. They play like a 4-round-1, so I mean it's very hard to defend once they're knocking down shots, and they could get you off your feet if you go for the pump fake, and they could get in the lane, find another player, and they're gonna knock down the shot. So we didn't do a very good job of defending the 3-point tonight. So and they hit 17 of them.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Just a reminder, the Alabama locker room is open at this time. Questions for Coach?
Avery, is this the Villanova? Is that the blueprint where you want to get this Alabama team?
Well, definitely shooting the basketball. Your plays work a lot better when you can make threes. And just to piggyback on something Dejan said, even in the first half, when we were there in position, they made contested 3-point shots. The one they made right before the end of the first half, we're in their face, and the guy steps back and make a 3. But a lot of their guys, or most of their guys, all can pass, dribble, and shoot. And you can see a blueprint on even having fives and centers that can stretch the floor. When you got centers that can make threes, that's kind of that Euro-style type offense. And that's not only where the NBA game is going, but that's where the collegiate game is. And that's a pretty good blueprint on that style of play.
Coach, just curious in terms of when you looked at scouting them, I mean, you knew they had guys that could shoot from the perimeter, but it's one thing to see it, but then in the game, what things did you see throughout that first half that had you going, we're hanging, but they're getting those shots that they can get?
Yeah, I just thought, especially playing against Virginia Tech on yesterday, I thought that was going to be really good practice for us coming into this game because they'd made 7 on us in the first half, and basically this is a similar team with similar style of play, but they just had a different energy level than we had also in the second half. We just didn't have that next step. We weren't moving as fast on some of our rotations, and then we just came up empty early in the first half offensively. But I know a lot of times when you don't win, you always look at what you don't do, but you just got to give them credit. There are a lot of teams that would love to have been in our shoes to play an incredible game like we did in the first round and advance to the second round. But I still think it's a step in the right direction. We talked about it as a team in the locker room, and I just think we're going somewhere. We just, and it's taken an amount of time of what I thought. Year 3, this is where we wanted to be.
And just to follow up on Colin, I know I was asking him a question, but advice for him. What advice were you giving him, or will you give him when it comes to what decision he will make?
One of the things we like to do at Alabama is the advice that we give our student athletes is what's in the best interest for them and their family. And we've said all along, we would love for every student athlete on our team to graduate from Alabama, go on to lead productive lives in the community, hopefully have a family, and be, you know, a great role model as a husband and a father. If they own their own business, be the best CEO of that business. For those who have next level talent, we want them to have a long professional career, but whatever's in the best interest. But we've also said that we like to recruit kids that maybe have that talent that can get them to the professional ranks earlier than later. But we're not holding any of our players back. We feel that we want to serve them. We're not here to use them, we're here to serve them. And whatever is best for them and their families, that's what we're going to recommend. And that's pretty much our entire, you know, administration feels the same way. We had our president here for our first game. It was a blessing because Dr. Bell's been there with us, and he's been to a lot of games, and when his schedule permits, and obviously, you know, Greg Byrne, our athletic director, we're all on the same page. We're all unified in whatever's best for our student athlete, that's how we want to serve them.
Avery, you've built a solid base in the first 3 years. But what's the next step, and how do you get there?
Well, we got to develop our players even better. Those who have different weaknesses in their games, we just got to help them get better. Obviously, we didn't shoot the ball as well as I wanted us to throughout the year. We didn't take care of the ball. Our assist-to-turnover ratio wasn't very good. But I just think we got to continue to develop. And I think if we can keep this team together, at least most of them, if we can just keep them together and keep adding to it, then we'll start to have our freshmen will be sophomores. And now they have not only regular season and SEC tournament experience, but also NCAA tournament experience, and it's real. And now, you know, Dante Hall will be a senior next year, and he's been in the program next year 4 years, and you can see how we've developed him. Then we'll have a group of freshmen coming in. So I just think in terms of having it staggered with freshmen, experienced sophomore, juniors, and seniors back that can provide that continuity, and they'll be able to help deliver my message because of all of those experiences.
Omari Sankofa, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Yesterday you said that Villanova reminds you of Phoenix Suns and, you know, the teams you coach against, and that Brunson reminds you of Steve Nash. I could post up a little bit. Is there a player that Michael Bridges reminds you of?
Mikal?
Yes.
Wow. He probably plays like Iguodala a little bit with a better jump shot. You know, that type of long-rangey type of a guy. Yeah, I would say somebody like that, but he just shoots it really good. But I know a lot of these kids, they really don't. I used the Steve Nash example, but I know a lot of the kids, they don't want to really be compared to current players. They want to make a name for themselves.
Any other questions for Coach?
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks. Roll Tide. Okay, thank you.